Here with Northwestern State head coach Rick Cabrera, the Demons finally going to end this run of 7 straight games away from home, but 2 more before it happens, starting with Southern Miss on Saturday. And, Coach, we've heard of the long and winding road. What do you call what you've been on?
Oh, man, this has been adventurous. Our guys are growing and getting better every game, believe it or not. Our record, it obviously does not show that. But I've seen a lot of growth in these guys, being together and competing. The Baylor game was it was a tough one. That's a team that could win a national championship tomorrow. They're that good, but it's growth. It's all about growth right now. In practice we stay high energy and positive and just trying to coach them up.
One thing after the 7-game trip, you ought to be at least as close as you can be from a personnel standpoint.
Oh, most definitely. There's days where, these guys kind of get sick of each other, but they like each other. They like playing with each other. We like being around them. And I think this test is only going to, allow us to show a better version of us in our future games.
Well, ahead of the Baylor game, the ULM game, you had those moments, and again, it kind of flipped on its head a little bit what's been happening. A better offensive second half at Baylor, and again, like you said, it's growth. It's putting that 20 and 20 together to make 40.
Yeah, no, like I tell the guys, I said if our record was judged by halves, we'd have a lot of wins, but unfortunately, it's not. It's just not how the game works. But so when you have new guys and also a lot of guys out, I don't like to make excuses, but that's reality of what we are dealing with. We got to grow in this situation, and if you don't fail, you'll never be able to have success. So, at this moment, we're failing from a record-wise, but we're growing and getting better together.
You're going to head to a Southern Miss team that produced one of the more memorable games here last season, more memorable ones in Prather in the last few years. Completely new roster for you, but they returned 3 of those starters from that team, and they're all 3 very productive players. What do you see from the Golden Eagles?
Yeah, they, they're talented, man. They started off a little rough. They went out to an exempt tournament in California and lost all 3, and then came back and won at Milwaukee and at UAB on the road. They can score that basketball, and they do a good job defending the paint. I think they lead the Sun Belt in scoring defense. They do a great job at that. They have 3 guys who, one of them was probably their leading scorer. And to me, I think Victor Hart is the most improved player, almost in the country. I think he averaged like 4 last year. This year, he's averaging about 16 a game. So he's very talented with a great ability to score. But we see some holes, in their game that I think we can take advantage of. They're very well coached. So we're going to go out there and try to win that game, and I think we can.
When you play a team like Southern Miss that comes from the same conference as a team that you've played, being ULM in this case, is there the natural inclination to compare at that point?
Yeah, a little bit. So they're 2 different teams, but they're bigger, and they're probably a little bit more skilled at the guard positions. But the difference in level is the size, and we just don't have that size this year. We have some tough guys, but it's the size at the guard position. We have good guards, but we got Chase Forte, Cliff, Braylon. Those guys are not overly big in height and athleticism, but they compete very hard.
We'll turn the attention to the final stop on this 7-game. Forget to mention 3 time zone trip that you've been on, and this will be the Mountain Time Zone. You've already seen the East Coast. You've been in the Central plenty. Now you'll go out west. And for you, how much time have you spent in the western part of the country?
Not much. I have been to Idaho several times, and part of scheduling this game is for our guys to get an opportunity to see another part of the country that they probably wouldn't, outside of basketball. Idaho's a beautiful country. Boise is a beautiful city. I've been to California a couple times, Arizona, But this is mainly for our guys. And, like I always say, we got two teams competing. Boise State's a great team. Coach Rice has done a phenomenal job. I think he's been there over 10 years. But so we're going to go up there and try to win the game, and most importantly, get better.
You said you've been to Boise. I think one of the first things that comes to mind outside of the blue turf from most sports fans, we're in the basketball season, it's not football, but the challenge of playing at altitude. I mean, you've been up there, you've walked around the city. There are physical challenges, but how much of it is mentally handling that?
Yeah, that's, and that's the tough part about coaching, at a area like that. Because you can tell the guys, hey, this is what's going to happen. You have to be ready for it, but they won't know it until it actually hits them. I think they have to. If I don't focus on it too much, I don't think they'll focus on it too much. And like you said, I think mentally and hopefully it'll not be in their mind as they're running up and down the court. And they can persevere through that. A tough time of the altitude.
How many times are you going to ask J-Mo about that since he played at Casper College? We know Wyoming, they love to say how high they are up in the air too. So, I mean, for him, do you kind of even, maybe your coaching staff say, hey, can you give them some pointers or just how did you handle it? Because that's a Kentucky guy that went across the country.
No, that's a great question. I'll be honest. I haven't even asked him about that. Maybe a lot of it is psychological, like once you say it, to someone and they start to think it, then it's already looked at as a negative. But we'll see, like I think we have some mentally tough guys that can get over that and just focus on the task at hand and beating Boise, but most importantly, getting better as a team.
And again, similar to that step up, somewhat you say step up against Southern Miss, stepping up to a Mountain West team, again, probably the size is a different level there, and not just in terms of elevation.
Yeah, they're returning, some really good players. I think Max Rice is Leon's son, is first team all-conference guy. They have another big kid. I can't pronounce his name. He's really, really good. I just know he got some tattoos on his leg. I've seen him play a little bit. Very skilled in the post. But they're a good team, man. But that just shows growth. That's it takes time when you have guys in your program multiple years, understands the system. Understands, like the coach and what he's looking for. And that's what we're striving to get to.
Coach, thanks for your time.
No problem, brother.